Karen's laugh was a chainsaw, ripping through the quiet of my inbox with a voice note that oozed smugness. Your tacky little shack is an eyesore. Dan. Consider it gone by Friday. I was 2,000 miles away, sipping bad coffee in a Denver hotel, when her message hit, and my gut twisted like I'd swallowed a live eel. I'd known Karen for years, president of our HOA, self-appointed queen of Willow Creek, and a walking caricature of entitlement. At 300 pounds, with a perm that screamed 1985 and a wardrobe of neon tracksuits, she waddled through our cul-de-sac like a dictator inspecting her fiefdom. She'd fine you for a crooked mailbox, a blade of grass too long, or a car parked an inch off center. Nobody liked her, but nobody crossed her. Except me. My little ranch house, with its chipped paint and wildflower garden, was her personal vendetta, an affront to property values. She'd called it at the last HOA meeting, her jowls quivering with righteous fury. I'd laughed it off, told her to chill. Big mistake. I was in Denver for a work conference, pitching software to suits who didn't care. My neighbor, Mrs. Lopez, called me that Thursday night, her voice shaking. Dan, she's got a bulldozer. Karen's at your place with some guy in a hard hat. They're tearing it down. I thought it was a prank until she sent a blurry photo, my front porch reduced to splinters. Karen standing there like a vulture watching a carcass. My heart slammed against my ribs. That house wasn't just walls and a roof, it was where I'd raised my daughter, where we'd painted her room blue because she wanted to live in the sky. Karen didn't care. To her, it was a blight, and she was the exterminator. I tried calling her. No answer. I called the HOA board. Voicemail. The local sheriff. File a report when you're back. The dispatcher yawned. I was helpless, stranded across the country, watching my life get flattened via text updates. Then I remembered the drone. I bought it for fun last Christmas. A cheap model with a camera I'd rigged to stream to my phone. I'd left it on my back porch, set to auto-activate if it detected motion. A long shot, but I opened the app. The feed was live. There it was, my house crumbling, the bulldozer's teeth gnashing through my kitchen. Karen was barking orders, her voice carrying over the rumble. Faster. I want this dump gone before he crawls back. I don't know what possessed me, Rich. Desperation or dumb luck, but I hit record and toggled the drone's public stream option. It was linked to a cloud server I'd set up for work demos, and I'd once shown my buddy at the state police how to access it for a laugh. I texted him, check my drone feed. Now. Then I watched, my hands shaking, as the drone's tiny lens captured Karen's crime in real time. The feed showed everything, her gloating, the bulldozer's destruction, even the handwritten sign someone probably misses. Lopez had slapped on the fence, Karen's crime caught live. It was perfect. Poetic. Even. By Friday morning, the state police were involved. My buddy had seen the feed, looped in his sergeant, and they'd traced the bulldozer to a shady contractor Karen had paid under the table. Turns out, she'd forged HOA approval documents to justify the demolition, claiming my house was condemned for non-existent violations. She didn't know about the drone. Nobody did. It was my ace, and it was about to burn her empire to the ground. I caught the first flight back, landing in Willow Creek by noon. The cul-de-sac was a circus, cop cars, neighbors gawking, and Karen in the middle, red-faced and screaming about her rights. My house was half gone, the living room exposed like a dollhouse, my daughter's old teddy bear lying in the rubble. I wanted to strangle Karen, But I kept my cool. The cops were already cuffing the contractor, a wiry guy who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Karen, though, was untouchable, so she thought. "This is my neighborhood," she shrieked, jabbing a finger at the lead officer. "I decide what's acceptable." The officer, a no-nonsense woman named SGT. Carter, wasn't having it. "Ma'am, we have video evidence of you orchestrating an illegal demolition. You're looking at felony property destruction, fraud, and possibly more." Karen's face went from tomato red to ghost white. She stammered, "Video? What video?" That's when I stepped forward, phone in hand, the drone feed still looping on my screen. "This video," I said, holding it up. The crowd gasped. Mrs. Lopez started clapping. Karen looked like she'd been slapped. The next few weeks were a blur of legal chaos. Karen tried to spin it, claiming she was protecting the community. But the drone footage was undeniable. It wasn't just my word against hers, it was her own smug face, caught in 1080p, directing the destruction of my home. The state police charged her with felony property damage and forgery. The contractor flipped on her, admitting she'd paid him $5,000 to make it quick and bypass permits. The HOA board, spineless as ever, distanced themselves, claiming Karen had acted alone. Nobody bought it, but it didn't matter. The Real Justice was watching Karen's reign collapse. The neighborhood turned on her. Mrs. Lopez organized a petition to dissolve the HOA entirely, and it gained traction fast. People who'd lived in fear of Karen's fines started speaking up, sharing stories of her petty tyranny, finding a single mom for her kid's tricycle, threatening an elderly couple over their rose bushes. The local news picked up the story, dubbing it the bulldozer blunder. Social media ate it up. Someone even made a meme of Karen's face photoshopped onto a wrecking ball. I didn't laugh. I was too busy grieving my house. Rebuilding wasn't easy. Insurance covered some of the damage, but the emotional toll was heavier. I'd lost photos, keepsakes, the little things that made a house a home. My daughter, now in college, flew home to help me salvage what we could. We found her old teddy bear, miraculously intact, and she hugged it like she was 10 again. That broke me. But it also reminded me why I'd fought back. Karen thought she could steamroll me because I was just a guy with a tacky house. She didn't count on the drone, or the neighbors who'd had enough, or the simple fact that truth has a way of catching up. Karen's trial was short and brutal. She pleaded guilty to lesser charges to avoid jail time, but the judge hit her with hefty fines and community service. Last I heard, she was picking up trash on the highway, her neon tracksuit swapped for an orange vest. The HOA was disbanded, and Willow Creek felt lighter, like we'd all been holding our breath for years. I'm rebuilding my house now, brick by brick, with a new garden for my daughter. It's not the same, but it's mine. Karen thought she could destroy me and walk away. She forgot one thing. Even the smallest drone can cast a long shadow. And mine. It lit her up for the world to see.